So this is a concept map based on a Year 9 geography topic, which is Geographies of Interconnections. So first up is the literacy and numeracy elements. These elements are taken straight off the ACARA website, and they're very important to cover when teaching this topic. So the first one is communicating, which is being able to confidently and fluently communicate verbally and written. Interpreting, analysing and concluding is when you're trying to interpret data and analyse data and come up with conclusions about what the data means. Being able to do that verbally and written. Observing, questioning and planning. So when you're doing inquiries or questions, being able to observe data and also plan and clearly construct what the assessment is asking. Collecting, recording, evaluating and representing. So when you're writing and doing inquiries, you're collecting and recording data and being able to fluently convey the information and represent it in a way that's easy to understand and shows that you understand it. Then there's reflecting and responding. So being able to reflect on what you've learned, being able to respond to and communicate the knowledge and knowing your topic. So next is the key concepts and competencies. So in geography as a whole, there are a range of different specific concepts which you need to know, which is place, space, environment, interconnection, sustainability, scale and change. And these sort of cover all topics. And when it comes to what you want your students to learn in this specific topic, there's a range of different ones on the ACARA website, such as the perceptions people have of place and how these influence their connections to different places. The way transportation and information and communication technologies are used to connect people to their services, information and people in other places. The ways that places and people are interconnected with other places through trade in goods and services at all scales. The effects of production and consumption of goods and places and environments throughout the country and including a country from Northeast Asia. The effects of people's travel, recreational, cultural or leisure choices on places and the implications for the future of these places. So those are just a bunch of key concepts that you would learn in the topic. Now there will be a range of different texts that students will encounter and be exposed to. So a range of different types of texts that they will access, both digital and multimodal, will be posters, videos, novels, textbooks, websites, blogs and maps. But there will be type of texts that students will create, both digital and multimodal again, such as posters, blogs, short videos, reports, essays, inquiries. And when it comes to both of these, there will be a range of numeracy elements that they will have to cover. So fractions, percentages and other statistical information, scale and measurements when working with maps and diagrams, and also graphing and analysis. In this topic, there will be a specific set of vocab and terminology that the students will need to know. This is just a couple that have been taken from a Year 9 textbook. So one of them being urban and rural, another being communication technologies, interconnection, goods and services, tourism, migration, and so much more. These are just sort of the words and terminology you want your students to apply to assessments and questions and be able to repetitively use fluently and consistently to show they have an understanding of the topic. There will be a range of numeracy knowledge that they will need to know in all aspects of geography as well as specifically to this topic. So data, analysis, percentages, scale, cause and effect and change. This numeracy knowledge is very important. It will come into when students are accessing and producing texts, when they're observing information and collecting data, and all these elements sort of connect. Lastly, just a couple of processes which are really quite helpful for trying to teach this topic and make sure you're hitting and covering all these important elements. So these are the strategies you could use to demonstrate literacy and numeracy learning, such as selective highlighting, so getting students to highlight texts and highlight important words and phrases and information. Word graffiti wall, being able to present and work with a word or topic to help them break it down and make them understand it. Quizzes and practice questions, just getting that repetition and trying to help students continuously be thinking about and practicing answer a question. Lastly, authentic practice, which is using ways to engage and encourage students to learning by applying topics to the real life. So going out into their community and basing assessments on where they live, helping them apply and encourage them to want to learn about the topic.